What's up, y'all? It's Exodus One, aka Indigo Sky, aka True Ranking. Basically, about to get into it today. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Tell me when y'all, if y'all do come in, come tell me when your city, state, Providence, country, wherever you coming from. Um, so yeah, basically we got a little new short one from Scandalous, but we're gonna work on some Scandalous stuff today. Cause I don't know, my last video it got they chopped off like damn near an hour and 30 minutes. I don't know. I mean, what? Yeah, almost like an hour. Well, probably say like an hour and 15 minutes. They chopped it down, so I don't know what's going on. But this one right here, most scandalous Los Angeles. Y'all go check their channel out. They got some really good content. If y'all want to talk about anything, you can ask me in the comment section. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out how to bring people up again because I used to do it a long time ago, but we're going to try it again this time. I'm going to figure it out.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Every now and then, Marion Knight drops not one, but a flurry of interviews. And lately he's been on a roll. For the past couple of days, the streets and the internet have been buzzing after CS2 back, and Reggie Wright Jr. went online claiming Simon had AIDS. Well, Simon wasn't about to let that one slide.
This call him Simon, but it's really Suge. But honestly, I don't think Suge got that, bro. First off, you could look at his size and tell he ain't got that. You know what I mean? But who knows? I mean, shit. Look at Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson looked healthier now than he did when he was in the NBA. So you know.
He phoned into the Art of Dialogue podcast with a mission to shut those rumors down once and for all. Not only did he firmly deny the health rumors, but he also had some pointed, unfiltered words for his longtime friend turned rival, Reggie Wright Jr.
Yeah. These must be the photos you talking about. You wanted me to find from the night you and Pop was shot in Vegas. Yeah, I see them. Yeah, they saying these photos came out some years ago. They new photos, but yeah. I never seen these photos, man. Yeah, I see blood on the seats. I see a Diet Coke. Who Diet Coke was that? Diet Coke was that?
That has been my big ass, you know what I'm saying? Diabetic and everything else. I was trying to get a six-pack, I didn't have it then. I had to go to prison to find it.
Definitely can.
I gotta ask you, what's this?
Y'all run the lights up.
We
listening to Suge
Knight,
Art of Dialogue.
Okay, look.
Covered by Most Scandalous Los Angeles TV.
Let's put to the point.
So let's run it back. You're gonna ask him about the whole AIDS thing.
What's this rumor going around saying that you got AIDS? They saying you got health issues?
So that's what.
Okay, well, look.
Hold on.
First of all,
I hate to keep stopping it. That's some shit that Wack and 100, what's that boy, Reggie Wright Jr. allegedly is talking about. But I think if y'all dig deep enough, you'll definitely find a video where they talking about the man health issues and things of that nature. And one of the dudes who talking health issues, he's sick himself, bro. This man got a hole in his throat. What up? Spirit Ghost, what's up? Spirit Ghost, what's up, Spirit Ghost? How y'all doing? Hey, y'all run the lights up, man. All right, we're gonna let Suge Knight explain his detail on his medical records.
let's put to the point. They can look at my whole medical file. Attorney has it. And if I had a sexual disease or AIDS or anything else, what they trying to say, then go straight to the point. Anytime you get shot, anytime you gotta have surgery, anytime you get hurt, they're gonna check you and say you got AIDS. When you're in prison, they give you AIDS test. They go,
Suge Knight has been shot. He has been to prison multiple times. So if he did, and if he wanted to be petty, he could just pull his my chart up and just show it, bro. I never had that, bro. And he said Well, I'm gonna let him tell it, but basically, one of the dudes who's accusing him, uh, I think Suge messed with his wife before they even got married. So yeah,
My whole file up and see I don't have a disease. The second thing is that people should really watch what they say. Now, you know, ain't nothing to be proud of, but I used to always say, in a horse I can't break, I ride horses, and a bitch I can't take, regardless for a little while or forever, right? So, 9 out of 10, the one I threw away, you married.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
so he said, ain't a horse he can't break, and it ain't a hoe he can't take. So basically, he's saying that the dude that was talking trash about him basically married one of his throwaway women.
So, if you married her, and you doing what you're supposed to be doing every night, if I did have AIDS, you sucking all the AIDS out of her. But at the same time, I don't have it. Anytime they want to have a test or whatever, I don't got nothing to prove. I definitely don't have it. And for it, I used to weigh 350. Right now we're 305. My choice. For a mile and a half a day, do my dips, do my pull-ups. You don't Photoshop my shit, I know I look good. I can come on my shirt. You know what I mean? Also, here go another fact, right? The other fact is this. I've been in prison almost 11 years, months away, right? When Corona came, most everybody got vaccinated and took the shot. I never got vaccinated, right? So the people next door to me died from Corona. A couple cells over died from Corona. People was falling, right? And they were getting vaccinated. The shot, I didn't do none of that, right? I don't think I caught it. If I did catch it, my immune system was so strong.
So I ain't never been vaccinated for COVID. I've been tested for it, but never had COVID. Like the whole time it was out. So I don't know. My immune system might be a little different, a little stronger or whatever.
I never got no symptoms, right? Yeah, you got people who went to jail or a little camp or something. And they get corona, right? And they was vaccinated. So they say. Corona kicked into the ass. I would think. Because once they got corona,
our physical makeup to see why we never got it. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that the government might need to look into because you know COVID been around for a long time, bro. But when it turned into the 19th strand, that's when it got strong and they couldn't contain it. Like COVID, like I say, been out. Yeah, COVID been out, but it mutated into COVID-19. And when it mutated into COVID-19, that's when like they couldn't they didn't have the actual medicine, so that's why they was rushing. They didn't want people to go to work. I mean, COVID changed the whole workforce, bro. If you look at how COVID changed the workforce, it's more people working home now more than ever before. Yeah, man, but I'm glad I ain't never get it. I'm sorry for the people who did, but I never got it, bro.
they never be laughing at because it's not a joke.
And Simon's absolutely right. The spot Reggie's in is nothing to laugh or joke about. I mean,
like Reggie, bro, Reggie is fucked up, bro. And the craziest thing about Reggie, bro, he talking all this trash about this man, bro. You might need to leave this man alone, big dog. You might need to leave him alone, bro.
sure, I might get online and toss around playful nicknames, crack a joke here and there. But there's a line. I'm not going to get on here and talk about someone's physical condition. Because the truth is, You never know if one day God might hand you the exact same burden. That's pride and arrogance. The kind of narcissism I've been talking about when it comes to Reggie. You're sitting in your own...
I think they already had the cure for it. I just think that they wanted to see, you know. But I don't know. Like I say, I don't know for sure. Like I don't know. All this is alleged. I gotta say this because of what we're talking about. So yeah. 'Cause I don't know factually.
Storm.
I'm not a
Yet you're
scientist.
still
I'm not a scientist. This is all alleged. I don't know for sure, but we all have a right to our opinion.
out here talking about who's got AIDS, who's got herpes, who won't make it out of jail, who's got diabetes, and who's going to die behind bars. What makes you feel so comfortable saying that? As if the Lord can't turn around and hand the same thing to you.
And they got a big old hole in their throat, like they did one of those cigarette commercials. You know what they be talking about? Don't smoke cigarettes if you end up like this and all the smoke in the hole in their throat. Because you look at that person, they got a big hole in their throat, right? So, people who throw stones really should just bury themselves.
Yep.
Because it's a sad situation that
You throwing stones, bro. Don't throw stones when you sick already yourself, bro. You sickly, bro. They say he got some shit called locks of paws or some shit like that. Somewhere they say you can't open your hand and your feet curl up and shit too. I wonder is that what Wendy Williams had? Cause I seen the picture of her feet and they was like curved over like this, like they look like damn near like a fist.
if we can always try to look at another person, only way you can make yourself feel good is trying to talk bad about somebody else. That's a sad life.
And that's exactly what I pressed Reggie on in the last episode. Because one thing you have to understand about a narcissist is this. They live for tearing people down. That's their fuel, their way of propping themselves up when everything else is crumbling. That's the core of what we're dealing with right now. Like I've said before, it's narcissism, plain and simple. But this isn't just about one man's ego. No, this comes from the top, the highest of the highs. It's a spirit that's been dropped onto this land, a poison that trickles down and infects everyone it touches. So I'm not going to let people forget it. No matter who we're talking about, no matter what names get mentioned, the root of the problem is above us, and it's raining down on everybody.
But back to the positive side of it. Oh, they don't have AIDS. I know I don't. Then you gotta remember too, a lot of the guys, I say this all the time, I just don't know why. I gotta give it to my Cat Williams voice. I can't believe it. I don't know why all the little bitty truck got it in from me. You know, when you see people who like 5'4", 5'5", I know life's gotta be rough. If you get a bad bitch, she can't even wear the heels. She gotta wear flats. And when you add being picture-toed to it, bow-legged with little feet, that's even a worse situation. You add to the fact that
I wish I could pay for live sports for just one day and not the whole month.
Slim lets you do that.
I wish I could finish one sentence.
that's even a worse situation. You add to the fact that shit, diaper's not a choice. Diaper is bad though. That's another situation. But more importantly is this. We all be better off as so-called friends and enjoying life than trying to pick fights and make enemies. I do all what I'm supposed to do. I don't need to argue with nobody. I don't need to fight with nobody. Oh, but I can't fight. Let's leave that. And I love the fact that God made me tall and big to be able to play football or sports. Some people is too short to play basketball and too fat to be a jockey.
Right now, Simon's lining himself up against Reggie. And the way he's saying God made him big, strong, tall enough to play any sport. But then he pivots, saying if you're 5 feet 4 inches, you're too
I
short.
mean, I can't say that because, I'm 6'5". I played basketball, you know what I'm saying, damn near all my life. But, like, I done seen some people that's not my height that physically, can do things that maybe some people my height can't do. But I was jumping out the gym. I've been dunking since I was like 14 years old. I caught my first one off the rack. I was 14 years old. I'm talking about, and I ain't never stopped. I ain't never looked back. You dig?
For basketball. And if you're too heavy, you can't be a horse jockey. Make no mistake. He's talking about Reggie.
And if they're gonna be a boxer, being 5'4" or whatever, you can't box Mayweather because you're too fucking fat. Way too much. And you can't, I really wait like a little bit. And like, always feel somebody because you're too short. Some people got little arms, little whatever, they arms like turtles. I know some motherfuckers got to change diapers, but some motherfuckers don't.
I can't say if there's any truth to it, but Simon keeps circling back to this diaper talk when it comes to Reggie. He's claimed more than once that wearing a diaper is mandatory.
Damn.
Whether it's fact or fiction, he repeats it like it's part of the storyline. Another jab slipped into the mix. With these two, it's never just about the words. It's about planting an image that sticks.
And they arms so short, I don't know how they work their ass. I just don't get it. But besides that, everything's a good day. Because every day is a blessing.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get another one. Yeah, it said Whack 100 lies about everything for an hour straight.
And they found them. But in the movie, they make it look like it was no big deal. Like Porky got pulled over, they didn't find any drugs, so they just let him go on his way. Clean and simple. But that's not the truth. It's a polished up version of events designed to make him look like he walked away unscathed, untouched. And this is exactly why Stutterbox said the entire movie was a lie. Because the real story, the one left out of the script, is that Porky was a felon already fighting a gun case in Texas. And the raid on his home turned up more illegal firearms. That's not something they could just sweep under the rug, unless, of course, someone had a reason to protect him. So when you rewatch that scene, don't just focus on what they showed you. Pay attention to what they didn't. That's where the truth is hiding.
Okay. You go pull the book up, you go to the murder rap, you go to the chapter study box.
Y'all go check out Murder Rap, the book and the
my
movie.
30th
Murder
birthday
Rap.
party. You see my name, real name, where you see Stutterbox real name, where they saying Stutterbox put them on me. They followed me for 9 months, only to find I run a string of small businesses that was doing nothing illegal. Go pull up the book called Murder Rap. Go to the chapter, Stutterbox. You'll see my real name, my real face, pictures, Stutterbox name, Suge name, pictures of me and Suge. But see, they're not gonna go do
But
that.
this one I'm trying to
Why?
figure out. So I know Suge was out at a point in time, but I thought after Tupac passed away, Suge had violated his probation or whatever he was on, and he had to go back to jail. So I'm trying to figure out when was arrested, and when was basically everything, like the timelines of him, because I'm like, how the fuck he was able to take a picture if he didn't get out of jail till 1999?
The bullshit they say.
Exactly.
It might have been an older picture of him with Death Row before he got locked up. Could be.
Arrests made other than Cash Jones.
So your Texas gun case was dismissed by an interest of justice.
So this is what you gotta do, right?
Not from a bad search. Why do you lie about that is what you want to know. So go ahead.
What do you mean? Okay, but see, I think what they missed in Reg was this. I only filed our motion. We stood on our motion. See, just because you strike a motion down, don't mean you walk away from the motion.
Because I said you spent about $30,000-$40,000 fighting this case. I remember you showing me something like that.
390.
Did you catch that? Porky has been claiming he paid $390,000 for his Texas gun case. But Reggie just called him out, saying it was actually only $30,000. To top it off, Reggie reminded him that he'd already shown him the documentation to prove.
And that's who we was talking about. That was talking. These two right here are the ones that was talking about Suge allegedly had AIDS. Allegedly.
it.
Okay.
Now, point attorney in Cali, which you know who this is, but I never told you it was, because I didn't trust Texas. So I went to my attorney in Cali, and he said, I'm a Jewish guy to Beverly Hills. They hang me.
They're not out there.
So what he did was the top attorney in that area.
Okay.
My attorney here wrote everything. You know who that was, Reggie?
Ooh.
Jeffrey Brody.
Yeah, Brody. Yeah, I heard you talk about Brody
You know
before.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Right. Jeffrey Brody was my attorney here. So he wrote up everything and he sent it there. And then he was a top attorney in that area. So that was like our face. But I trusted it because everything he was doing was by Brody's direction. So, so the whole time, all we had was one defense, illegal search and seizures in Trump.
I've been up all night. Sleep regression is hard.
Oh no, you sleep through a grave.
All we had was one defense, illegal search and seizures in Trump.
Everything Porky is saying.
So illegal search
is for
and seizure, that's
absolute-
basically when the police search you, and if they find something, they can't charge you with it because they weren't supposed to search you in the first place. That's illegal search and seizure.
Nothing. His case was dismissed in the interest of justice, not for illegal search and seizure. Period.
So
We
okay.
already spoke to the Wheeler County.
So it basically, most scandals kind of broke it down. He basically saying, bro, like his shit was on some like freedom of justice or some shit like that. Hold on, this nigga said freedom of justice.
Everything Porky is saying is for absolutely nothing. His case was dismissed in the interest of justice, not for illegal search and seizure.
So he was released for the interest of justice. I have never heard of that. I'm old, y'all, but I ain't never heard of that.
Period. We already spoke to the Wheeler County Court Clerk, Debbie Does Dallas McLaughlin, and she let us know exactly what dismissed in the interest of justice entails.
Which was denied.
No, he was dismissed.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about 2011 or 2010, right?
Yes, 2011, yes.
And that was dismissed in the interest of justice.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know.
So they called him down there. I don't know if this really. So look,
I'm gonna just.
it's alleged. We don't know if this really. We don't know if this really them on the phone like that. Damn, I missed some cut shit off. Wow. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah, so yeah, we don't know if this is a real call, but this is what they saying. They called up there to Texas.
Keep your mouth shut.
Hey, Bill, I mean,
I'm gonna please just on that.
obviously, it's kind of suspicious. This isn't normal, but I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, I done heard motion to dismiss for illegal search and seizure, violations of one's constitutional right, but I'm quite sure if I got caught with a gun, that they wouldn't be telling me to dismiss me in the interest of justice unless
Exactly.
Let's make sure we highlight what we've learned in our first 2 segments thus far. First, we found out that Porky was lying when he accused Deuce of adding the word back to the paperwork. Then we found out Porky was lying when he said there was no CS2 back section in the paperwork.
Damn,
Deuce
son.
added that to the paperwork also. After that, Porky lied again and said the paperwork said CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. That's 3 lies, all surrounding the same paperwork. Here we are today, and we hear Porky lying about his case being dismissed due to an illegal search and seizure. And to add insult to injury, Porky also lied when he said he spent $390,000 to beat the case.
Right? I fought that case for 6 years. Now, Reggie, a lot of these dudes who really ain't fought cases and really been in this system, if you go the definition of Texas law, when dismissed in the interest of justice, it tells you only one person can exercise this. The judge.
The judge.
Every time Porky tells us to do something, we do it. And every time it proves him wrong. In Texas, a case involving an informant can be dismissed in the interest of justice by a judge or magistrate, either on their own motion or upon the application of the prosecutor, if they believe it serves the broader goals of justice, according to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. In a felon in possession of a firearm case in Texas, a judge could consider the interest of justice in sentencing, potentially leading to a lighter sentence or dismissal, especially if the defendant is an informant who provided valuable information.
Okay, so Reggie, although
So that's where the interest of justice come in, bro. Like, everybody's saying basically, bro, like, interest of justice is basically saying you could be helping the police.
brought down the first motion.
Allegedly.
It didn't stop Brody from refiling, right? Challenging their strike and steadily shoving it down their throat. So you know what the judge did? The judge ain't stupid. If you got an arrested officer, right? Let's say he got 10 arrests where people been sent to the penitentiary, right? And the judge knows that what he's looking at, that if he gets to a court higher than him, it'll fuck around and be granted. Because the thing is, how did you get to the trunk? Right?
Yeah, legal search. Yeah.
Nobody's on no parole.
Stop it, cap.
No voice. Bozo, I ain't never disrespected you. But me and Box, I talked to Box when he called me. Box called me this morning. He said, what is Aunt Hefe bozo ass talking about? Talking about, you got my Rolls Royce shot up. Why? My Rolls Royce was already shot up and gone before I even started fucking with you. But these is a lot of niggas who wasn't around. They play like they did, they play like they that. But this 2025, we talked about 20, 25 years ago when shit's going on, right? So let's get back to Texas. So you know what the judge did? He knows this nigga been sat here 6 years. He ain't ran out of money. Most of the time, niggas run out of money. I'm on parole, bail. I gotta call in every Thursday. So the judge comes in and says, I'm gonna dismiss this in the interest of justice, right? My file is open. If you Google Texas interest of justice, Red, you should have my guy Google it. The guy that works with you.
He done already. Most counties already done
Google the definition of a dismissal under Texas law interest of justice. and it's gonna tell you when the judge may deem that the evidence is a little shabby, or this or that, the judge can step in and say, we're just gonna let the whole case go.
In a felony possession of a firearm.
No more.
In Texas, a judge could consider the interest of justice in sentencing, potentially leading to a lighter sentence or dismissal, especially if the defendant is an informant who provided valuable information.
So especially, he reading the actual law. So especially like,
Damn, son.
shit crazy, bro.
And the most important thing, y'all gotta understand, Wack allegedly went out there because his brother had just got killed the day before. So, and the guy that allegedly did this was found now guilty. If Wack was working with him, and this is me just talking, I never said this to Wack before. If Wack was working with him like these people want to try to indicate he was doing, trust me, that nigga would have got found guilty.
This is Buick. Now. Buick.
These people want to try to indicate he was doing, trust me, that nigga would have got found guilty.
Reggie knows how to put you on the hot seat and throw you a bone to avoid detection.
Well, first of all, I was going out there to pick my mother up.
Okay.
But she don't like to fly. Second of all, Ann Hefty talking about 2 California niggas on the freeway. Hey, dummy, I'm 40 miles from Oklahoma border. My license is Oklahoma.
Oh, in Oklahoma at the time.
That wasn't a red flag, stupid.
You know, when we got onto him, one of the reasons that we kind of believed Starbucks is that Cash was facing a pretty serious gun case out of, gun case out of, I think it was Texas or Oklahoma. So his brother had gotten killed. It looked like he was going back out there to kind of retaliate for the murder of his brother. I think his name was Zachary or something like that. So when we're hearing about him and we're like, shit, we can find this guy. He's got charges pending where he's got these fucking, assault rifles, and he's got an Oklahoma driver's license and all this. We're like, okay, maybe, this guy could be a serious player. And so then when we came up empty-handed, and I don't know whatever happened to his Texas case, to be honest with you. They don't keep guns so seriously out there.
Like, I don't know where you come from talking, but you sound dumb as a motherfucker. And you would never do a one-on-one like this with me. Cause I'll make you look. This nigga saying, watch this. Now this is real crazy. I gave up the Main Street to beat the Texas case.
Well, one thing we know is that some kind of way Porky mysteriously ended up moving across the street from Stutterbox, who just so happened to be a suspect in the Biggie Smalls murder. Porky's name ended up all in Stutterbox's paperwork as Cash Jones and as C.S. Tuback. The paperwork said C.S. Tuback had given accurate and historical information regarding the Main Street Mafia Crips organization. All of this came after Porky caught his gun case. But Stutterbox said his work against the Main Streets wasn't enough, and because of that, he said Porky had to give them something clean, so he had to give up Poochie from Compton, saying that Poochie killed Biggie for Marion Knight.
Wow.
This is the amount of work Porky was doing before he ever got next to Big U.
This is crazy.
Now this is where he's an idiot at. We all know, and Stutterbox to tell you, he's the one brought the case on his homies, right?
Stutterbox went in the police station at 3 a.m. in the morning and called and woke up somebody down, from the house at 77th Division. So we need to stop that. All beat up.
We gonna get off box.
Okay.
Here's the common sense shit. In order for them, if I'm working 2 entities, right? In order for me to get Texas dropped based upon the Main Streets, right? That means the Main Streets gotta get convicted, right? The Main Streets beat their case, dummy.
Yeah.
So what the fuck would I've done for the Main Street and the law to say, I'm gonna give you this, drop this? All the Main Streets case got dismissed.
Case got
That's
dropped.
what I'm saying. I gave them the main street for Texas when the main streets all beat their case.
Right.
I get 4 years in the face. I get Greg send me to prison.
Right.
He got on staff and sent me to prison. Because after the niggas did what they did and whack them what they did, they couldn't take them to jail because they weren't having to involve rats. They weren't having to involve rats. They weren't having to involve rats.
Porky keeps throwing Stutterbox's name around as if we don't remember what Box already laid out for us. Box made it clear that for Del Dog to be convicted, Greg Kading would have had to implicate Porky, which would have exposed him as an informant. The paperwork indicated that CS2 Back refused to testify due to fears for both his own life and his family's safety. Because of that, Greg Kading took the stand and revealed that Stutterbox had lied under oath when he denied ever working as an informant. This was the key to setting Del Dog and the main streets free. Kading proved that Stutterbox had perjured himself, and because of that, the main streets weren't convicted. Exposing Porky's role would have forced the authorities to reveal the intel he provided.
Wow.
Since they couldn't use Porky's intel to secure a conviction, Porky was now forced to offer Greg Kading something solid that could actually be used. According to Stutterbox, Porky then backed up Kading's theory that Poochie was the one who killed Biggie Smalls, allegedly under the orders of Marion Knight. This was the very reason they started following Porky in the first place, in hopes that he would flip on Shub.
So Wack had to give him something clean. Wack gave him Poochie from Compton.
Poochie for Fruitown, Paru.
He the one killed Poochie. No, Poochie killed Biggie.
Right.
For sure. And Wack was the inside information. He gave it to Greg Kading. Greg Kading closed his book and made Wack look like a hero. Greg Kading closed his book and made Wack look like a hero.
Now it should be clear why Porky is always trying to talk about Greg Kading's book. Whenever you bring up the fact that Kading changed both his and Box's names in his movie, it doesn't take long before Porky interrupts to steer the conversation back to Kading's book. He does this all the time.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. It's in the pulse of those who never stop.
Before Porky interrupts to steer the conversation back to Kading's book. He does this all the time.
Put me in jail because don't know. Hey, put Dog in jail because it's no Wack to give up.
Right.
So Wack told Greg Kading to close his book. Poochie from Pyro killed Biggie. He closed the book and made Wack like a hero.
It's sad.
Is that what he said? Exactly.
Y'all don't run it in the street.
This
The feds run this
SBGB
shit. Law enforcement run this shit.
Man, I remember you, man. Reggie Wright and White 100. Can you please explain to these goofballs that Del Dog case was a state case, not federal? Correct.
Del Dog was a state case.
Yes.
Involved with all main streets.
The reason Porky emphasizes all main streets the way he just did is because he's trying to distance himself from the speculation. Porky wants people to believe that only main streets were involved in this case. And by making it clear that he wasn't directly from Main Street, he's attempting to convince people that he couldn't have been involved. A typical tactic of Porky's used to deflect attention and create a narrative that separates him from any direct ties.
Yes.
Right. Some other shit they threw me in that I was never arrested, never had nothing to do with. One Main Street took the stand on 7 or 8 Main Streets. All you gotta do is go pull the work up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it was a state case held in CCB court. Well, I'm gonna keep it real. Dude, when it took the stand in front of the whole LA, the whole court, with streetmen and Muslims, dude walked in that motherfucker, took the stand in front of everybody for about 4-5 months and walked out and jumped in his Rolls Royce and drove off.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
I remember Captain Will. You know Captain Will? That's for what?
Yeah.
Brother Will. Brother Will called me and was like, yo, Wax, can you talk to him? I said, bro, talk to him about what? He's fully aware of what he's doing. He's doing it in front of y'all.
Yeah.
What you want me to tell him? His father's sister?
Yeah, some of my sister I know. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, his father's sister is Farrakhan's wife. That's not a lie. That's true.
Scandalous Los Angeles. So you asking me to he told you, I'll get you and your boyfriend on the phone. You know who I call your boyfriend. And we'll call him. And he said he'll get you on the phone with Mark Stevens.
You gotta give Reggie an E for effort, because he sure acts like he's protecting Porky. Reggie and Porky both know they have to get on the phone with Mark Stevens, or Stutterbox. We have all heard both of their testimonies, and both of them said Porky was CS2 back. I want you guys to listen close to what Porky says next, because he completely switches the narrative that he, which is more proof that he is indeed CS2 back.
Now,
Hey, Mark Stevens.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing. If you gonna read the real paperwork, not the fake shit dude made. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it. It says CS2 back.
He just said earlier that on the Mark Kagan thing, they put his whole name in it. That's what they said.
If you read it, it says CS2
And
back.
then if okay, so even if he's saying that some paperwork, this might be newer paperwork that came up about him, his name is spelled in the paperwork. That might be him implicating himself, saying, oh, okay, well shit, I know I'm an informant, so they ain't gonna put me in the paperwork as my name. So that might have been what
You guys understand what just happened? Porky just told me that I need to go read the real paperwork, not the fake one that Deuce allegedly made. Porky claimed that Deuce created some fake paperwork and put his real name, Cash Jones, in it. But here's where it gets interesting. Porky then starts telling me what the real paperwork says. He says, it says CS2 back. This is Porky, in front of the entire world, admitting that the CS2 back paperwork is authentic, just like Greg Kading said it was. The funny part, the real kicker is that after we released the audio of Greg Kading saying Porky was back, Porky accused Deuce of making fake paperwork. However, he didn't mention Deuce putting his real name in it. Instead, he claimed Deuce created fake paperwork and just added back to it.
It's crazy. Hold on, I ain't got premium, I got commercials.
Not all day, every day, but every day.
When you get in your car, you just need to put your location in the trip planner. It recommends where you need to stop, for how long, park.
Claimed Deuce created fake paperwork and just added back to it.
He's winning credit on paperwork and add some back shit. You don't see that, he's a boss, so I'm done talking about this shit. He's winning credits on paperwork and add some back shit. You don't see that, he's a boss, so I'm done talking about this shit.
But this is what's retarded. If you gonna add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name? If you gonna add some shit and you wanna make it believable, just put my real name. Why the fuck would you put something in there that say it sounds like your real name? Like, this is crazy. Dude said, actually, we got the clip. He said, I went and pulled the paperwork myself. Same docket number right here. There is no fucking clause in there with a CS2 back mention. You added that to your paperwork.
Now, fast forward to today. Porky is openly admitting that the real, authentic paperwork actually says CS2 back, which directly contradicts his earlier claims that Deuce added back to it. So now, on Reggie's panel, Porky has completely changed his story, essentially repackaging his lie, which only helps to expose him even further. The contradictions are piling up, and it's becoming clear that Porky can't keep his story straight.
It says CS2 back. is a low-level drug dealer who's in fear that if found out, his family will be harmed by the main streets. See, these are the things they leave out about this CS2. Read it, it says CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer who's in fear that if found out, his family will be harmed by the main streets. See, these are the things they leave out about this CS2 back dude, right?
There is no fucking clause in there with the CS2 back mention. You added that to your paperwork.
I really hope you guys can see what's going on here. If you didn't believe Porky was CS2 back before, I hope you believe it now. Initially, Porky claimed that there was no clause in the paperwork mentioning CS2 back, and that Deuce was the one who added that detail. But now, Porky is contradicting himself, saying that the CS2 back paperwork is legit, and that it clearly states CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. This should be enough proof to the entire world that the CS2 back paperwork is real, and that Porky the Pyru is, in fact, CS2 back. Porky even told me directly to go read the paperwork, and I'd see that it says CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. Now I'm just going to tell you all right now, the paperwork does not say that. Porky is lying again. He's a master at spinning stories, but the truth is clear. He's caught in his own web of lies.
I ain't never had a dope case in my life. Yeah, if I was a dope dealer, best believe I wouldn't have been a low-level dope dealer. And best believe I don't have no family that I gotta worry about that live in the main streets. I'm not from Main Street. My neighborhood is probably about 18 miles from Main Street. 18 to 20 good miles. So if you go read it, but again, you probably a dude from Scandinavia or something who don't understand what you read. You got to tell yourself, well, it gives a description of who this dude is and what he does in the streets. Does it fit my description?
Yeah. Porky knows I'm not from Scandinavia. If I was, his empty spin attempts might actually work. So what I do next is I send Porky a $10,000 challenge, asking him to provide proof before all of Reggie's viewers that the paperwork said CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer. You see, these are the uninterrupted lies Porky has been on Clubhouse telling for years. This is the reason he blocked Deuce on Clubhouse. Porky knows the kind of holes Deuce would poke through his lies. So he avoids him like the bubonic plague.
All right, Scandalous, this is Reggie. Tell him I challenge him to $10,000 right now. You have to show it and put it in escrow. Everybody always talk about money, but you put it in escrow. And he said, I challenge right now on this live show us where is a CS2 was a low-level drug dealer. Ask him that, Reggie, okay?
Fake document where all of a sudden it said cash shows. Like, it was crazy.
Okay. But this is what's recorded. If you gonna add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name? That's why you said the real one when you said it.
All you gotta do is go pull it up under Liddell Ross. That's Dale dog name. Okay. Pull that document up under that paperwork and read it. Fuck with this bullshit they got. You gonna pull up Liddell Ross, right? And then read it.
I ain't got premium, I got commercials.
Running shoes that push the laws of aerodynamics. It all starts with
Sketches look kind of hard though. I like the
supercritical foam that gives Aeroburst unbelievable response and propulsion.
Running shoes, but they kind of hard though.
That returns more energy.
I like that.
And then read it.
We gonna get into some of these what you call it. I just read one page of the paperwork. I'm gonna read 2 more pages because Scandalous challenged them. And Reggie read it, $10,000 bet that WAC 100 can't go through the paperwork and show him where it says that CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer and a Main Street crip. See, this is right here
is why Scandalous was
Congratulations, you
that,
played yourself.
we already tricked him out of 2000. Scandalous trying to trick him out of 10. You know what I'm saying?
He wants the bag.
Yeah, Scandalous, he tried to bait the niggas so bad. Well, he know he CS2 back. So he know the Scandalous was too sure of himself. He was too cocky, right? So
Correct.
Reggie reading, Wack listening, and it says CS2 back. See, what Wack is reading, you see this stuff that's crossed out? Huh?
No, I'm listening to you. Just said, repeat that one time.
Look at the thing at the screen. You see the paperwork that's crossed out, the point.
Yeah, with the line at the top in the right hand. Well, it'll be my right top corner with the X going. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. So right there, if I blow it all the way up, y'all should be able. No, that's as much as it goes. It says CI2, confidential informant to.
Wow.
Right. And that's the low-level purchaser of crack cocaine, et cetera, right? You got a CI2, and then you got a CS2. So when his dumbass can't read no paperwork, you know you gang goofy from when he was horny for content. You know what I'm saying? You know that nigga don't know how to read no work.
What really happened here is that Porky was spinning. He knows the difference between CS2 and CI2, and he saw that the entire section for CI2 was blacked out with a marker. So why did Porky read the crossed-out section, but completely missed the paragraph underneath it that just happens to be about CS2 back? But hey, it's all out in the open now. We're going to go through that paperwork, just like Porky told us to. And it's crazy. Because every time we do exactly what Porky says, all we find are more lies from him. And the blame just keeps landing squarely on his shoulders. The truth is coming to light, and Porky's attempts to spin the story only make his lies more obvious.
So we thought we had one. You know what I'm saying? Scandalous try to bamboozle the nigga. The nigga talked about CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer, and this and this and this and that, right? No, that's CI2 back, right?
Right. Yeah.
So CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning the Main Street Mafia Crip organization. In the history of Main Street, and shout out to the Main Street, they got a lot of legendary niggas over there that was getting to that bag. Richie Rich, all kind of dudes, right? Dale Dog is one of the most known Main Street Mafia Crips that ever done it in South Central LA, right? Just the accomplishments he made coming up off the east side of South Central LA with his whole crew on. Nigga ain't known to my whole crew on, nigga. He did that. But anyway, CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning Main Street Mafia Crip organization. Good luck to Wack talking about he didn't ever snitch on nobody. However, CS2 is only aware of certain aspects regarding the organization's criminal activities and narcotic distribution network. CS2 has no knowledge or information regarding the methods in which narcotics are being transported to the Los Angeles and distributed to Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. Additionally, CS2 is unable to provide information regarding the narcotic customs, flow of narcotic proceeds, and methods that they are using to laundering their narcotic proceeds. CS2 is only able to identify a limited number of Main Street Mafia Crip gang members. Why would you say that it says CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer from Main Street Crip when it makes it clear with this definition he's only able to identify a limited number of Main Street Mafia Crip gang members? How you from Main Street, but you can't identify but a few Main Street Mafia Crip members?
Confidence is not a mindset, it's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra.
How you from Main Street, but you can't identify but a few Main Street Mafia Crip members? The nigga ain't from Main Street. That was one of the clues, you goofy ass nigga. Goofologist 101, nigga. CS2 is unable to provide specific information regarding the organization's extortion activities, methods of monetary collections and distribution of proceeds. CS2 is also unable to provide any information regarding the Main Street Mafia Crip organization. We got one more page. So with other leaders of the other large gang organizations, CS2 is able to provide limited information regarding violent assaults committed by Main Street Mafia Crips, including shootings, burglaries, and murders. CS2 is unwilling to testify in court against members of the Main Street Mafia Crip because CS2 is fearful of retaliation against CS2 and or CS2's family. CS2 believes that if any member of the Main Street Mafia Crip criminal organization becomes aware of CS2's cooperation with law enforcement, the organization will likely orchestrate the execution of CS2.
Porky tried to create this narrative that CS2 back was a Main Street Crip, but we've just found out that was a lie. He also tried to push the idea that he wouldn't have to worry about his family being harmed by anyone, because they don't live on Main Street. But the paperwork tells a completely different story. It clearly states that CS2 back refused to testify, because if anyone from Main Street found out he was working, they'd quickly arrange for his execution. What's more, CS2 back specifically mentioned that if anyone from Main Street found out, and he just so happened to live right across the street from Stutterbox, who was from Main Street, he'd be in serious trouble. Porky was afraid that if Stutterbox found out, he'd either come kill him,
damn,
or
son,
expose where Porky and his wife were living, putting them both in danger.
Does it say anywhere in about CS2, did y'all see anything that said something about a low-level drug dealer about CS2? Not CI2, CS2. Anything about a low-level drug dealer, or just this declaration that this confidential source is a Main Street Mafia Crip member, indicate that he has limited information about who the Main Street is, how the insides of how they're laundering their money, where the dope is delivered, but he was able to give them a little limited amount.
Y'all keep me on Karma Cafe. Like, subscribe, share, hit notification, man. Hey, peace and one.
Yeah,